Hi, welcome to 8.3. We're going to talk about multiple dependent events again. The only thing that has changed from last lesson is that last lesson we talked about what the probability looks like for dependent events when all the events are exactly the same. So we saw an example of a question where you picked 3 Republicans in a row. Or you picked 3 broken calculators in a row. So it's broken, broken, broken. Republican, Republican, Republican. That kind of a thing. But what happens if we want to see if different things happen on different events? So, for example, what if it was a Republican and then a Democrat and then a Republican again? What if it was a broken calculator, then a working calculator, and then a working calculator? So we're going to talk about what do these patterns look like when we have different events happening, but they're still dependent. All right, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to look at a tree diagram. And we've done these before, so hopefully this is nothing too complicated for you. Let's get started. So remember, tree diagrams work that you have your first event in the first column. So that would be for our example of pulling a soda out of a cooler. And our 2 options are Sprites and Cokes. So we're going to put Coke and Sprite. Not quite sure why I decided to do it the opposite order. And then our second question from the previous lesson, what's the probability that they are both Cokes? We're just going to write out the probabilities on the second column. And we can kind of see that there are 4 things that could possibly happen. You could get a Coke and then another Coke. All right, sorry about that. Had to pause for a second. Let's keep going. So just how we were talking about on the last lesson, there is a probability that you would get a Coke on the first pull of a soda. So we know that there are 22 Cokes out of a total of 34 possible sodas, because 12 plus 22, 34. So that's how many total sodas there are. And once that is gone, that first Coke is gone, then you're going on to get a second Coke. Now, from what we learned about in the last lesson, we know that probability would be 21 out of 33. And I used the sideways slash just because I ran out of room. Okay, so that is the first option. That would be pulling out a Coke and then pulling out a Coke again. However, those are not the only ways you could pull out 2 soda. You could pull out a Coke first and then pull out a Sprite second. So let's take a step back for just a second. We know the probability that you would pull out a Sprite is 12 out of 34 because 12 of the original sodas. So if you take a Coke out of the cooler, right, getting rid of one of these Cokes, there's still going to be 12 Sprites in there, but then there's only going to be 21 Cokes. So if you take out a Coke first and then Sprite second, it's going to be 12 out of 33 for the second soda. All right, so let's keep going and see what happens with the other options here. So in the other options, you could take a Sprite out first. So now one of these Sprites in this cooler is gone. So that means there are 11 Sprites left out of a total of 33 sodas. However, there are still 22 Cokes in this scenario because you took a Sprite out, not a Coke out, and there are still 33 total sodas. So, like you can see, it's a little bit more complicated than our previous examples because you're not just going to go down by 1 every time and keep going in that same pattern. However, there are some patterns that you can see. So let's get into it a little bit more. So the first thing that could happen on the very top of the tree diagram is Coke, Coke. So Coke and then a Coke again. We've seen this example before, 22 out of 34. Multiply when things happen in a row. Multiply by 100 to get a percent. And that'll be that probability. I'll come back and do the percents in just a minute, just to save time. So then going on to the next one, we can say that the next one, it's going to be a Coke first. So the same fraction at first, but then it's a Sprite second. So it's the 12 over 33 second. So if the tree diagram is a little tricky for you, that's okay. I know some students, their brains, the tree diagram messes them up more. So just do your best. If you feel like just finding these fractions without the tree diagram is easier for you, that's all right too. All right, so then the next one is going to be Sprite and then a Coke. So 12 over 34 times 22 over 33 times 100. There we go. And then last but not least, we have a Sprite first and then a Sprite second. And then multiply by 100. All right, I'm going to pause the video here, and you should too, and go ahead and find those percentages using your calculator. Okay, here's all of our percentages. You'll notice that the 2 in the middle are the same, but these fractions don't look exactly the same, and that's because the way multiplication works, it doesn't matter which one comes first. When you're multiplying, you'll get the same answer. So you have the same numerators, even though one comes before the other, you have the same multiplication. All right, so real quick before we go on to the example here, I just want you to notice that the denominator still goes down by 1 in every single example. So that's a pattern, a big pattern that you want to notice. Also, if it's the same event, right, it's Coke, Coke, it still goes down by 1. Or down here, if it's Sprite, Sprite, it still goes down by 1 in the numerator. However, we need to be careful because now we have situations where because we're switching from Coke to Sprite or Sprite to Coke, switching events, the numerator doesn't always go down by 1. That's our big difference about this lesson. So let's get into an example here. This one's pretty simple. It's just apples and oranges. So in the question it says there are 3 apples and 5 oranges in the bag. I know that means there's 8 total pieces of fruit. So I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to show you a little bit of a tip. We know that the first event is always out of the total number of fruit or total number of items that you have. And then the second event happens after one item is taken out. It doesn't matter if it's an apple and an orange. It still means the denominator is going to go down by 1. All right. Then we're going to look at the labels here. This says apple. We know we have 3 apples, so we can start with 3 there. And then the next one says orange. We have 5 oranges, so we put a 5 there. All right, so following our items in a row, 3 apples, and then if the second one is an apple again, there's only 2 left, so that goes down by 1. However, if we switch events, if we switch from apples to oranges, there are still 5 oranges because the orange was not taken out in the first step. Now, if we go down the other way and we say, okay, we took out an orange first, then there used to be 5 oranges. Now there's only 4 oranges. And because of that, there's only 3 apples left. So, or there's still 3 apples left because we took out an orange and not an apple. So there you go. One way you can also check your answer here is that these 2 numerators need to add to the denominator. So 5 plus 2 is 7, so I know that's correct. And 3 plus 4 is 7, so I know that's correct as well. All right, let's set up our tree diagram and find all the probabilities. So this first probability of apple is going to be 3 over 8 times 2 over 7 times 100 to make it a percent. Then we have 3 over 8 and then 5 over 7 and then times 100 to turn it into a percent. So again, this path goes with this path goes with this. All right, going on to what happens if we get an orange first. We're going to say orange is 5 out of 8. 5 out of 8. And then the apple, so here and then here, is 3 out of 7. And then multiply by 100 to turn it into a percent. So this is the apple, or orange then apple. And then finally, we have the probability of an orange first, and then an orange again. That's following the pattern of going down by 1 on the top and the bottom, because it's the same thing happening twice in a row. All right, so I'm gonna put these in the calculator and get us some percents. So I'll see you back in a second. All right, so we can see those percentages there, and now let's answer the questions. So the first question says, what's the probability that both of the fruits will be apples? So we want to go and look for the path that has apple and then apple again and use that probability, so 10.71%. The next question asks, what's the probability you pick an orange and then an apple? So we're going to find the path that is orange first, apple second, and then write down that probability.
So this essay is not during World War II.
Then we're going to say the next question says an apple first, then an orange. And we know that's the same probability because of the way multiplication works. And we talked about that just a second ago. All right, last but not least, we have what's the probability that both will be oranges? So we look for the path that's orange and then orange again, and then get that probability, and that's our answer. All right, so have fun. Okay, sorry about that little glitch, but I'm done with the examples for now. So have fun with your 2 on your own examples, and then maybe you're up for trying some of these challenge questions. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.